Hello, my name is Ariel. This is my third vlog. This one is on the role that parental figures play in the now youth. I made this video for the third time and I wish I would stop calling me. But anyways, I'm just here, to talk about the controversial topics that either nobody wants to think about, talk about, sweep under the rug, all that extra, things that people should actually think about that might improve their quality of life if they were to reflect on such. So comment, like, subscribe. Please subscribe. Dislike. Inbox me, DM me, whatever it is. Speak your mind, speak your piece. So I'll get started. Originally I was gonna talk about moms and dads, but I'm just gonna think and speak of parental figures in general for now. If I am, let's say I'm a toxic person and I'm not good at communicating, like I'm like a tick 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 time bomb. If I don't like it, I don't like it. It has to go my way or it's no way. And if it doesn't go that way, I get destructive. Let's say I'm one of those people who throw them temper tantrums and I start throwing shit and breaking things and I say really mean things. You want to change that. Let's take a second. How can you change something? Before you can solve a problem, you must know what that problem is. You must be able to read the problem. After you read that problem, you must be able to identify how to solve such problem. So if I want to change how I act and how I talk, communicate with other people, I must first, why do I speak like this? Why do I act like that? Where does this come from? After you admit to yourself that you got that problem, because a lot of people don't like to say, oh, it's me. A lot of people like to be like, oh, well, this didn't work out, this friendship, this relationship with so-and-so didn't work out because of them. It's all them. No. It might have been their fault for something, but I'm pretty sure out of everything you can take a step back and you can see where you could have improved that. So, let's see. I step back and I analyze I have those problems. Okay, cool. Why am I like that? Let's say I grew up in a home where, I'm sorry, I'm thirsty. Let's say I grew up in a home where all I got was, you ain't shit. You ain't never gonna be shit. You took my life away from me. You robbed me of my childhood, my livelihood, my future. I can't even be what I want to be because of you. It's all your fault. A lot of violence, a lot of fighting. Just from my parents. This is parentals. That's what I think is normal. To me, it's not toxic. To me, it's not acting crazy. To me, it's normal. This is how I got treated. This must be what's right. This must be the average. Even if I know it's wrong, it's a hard habit to realize that you even have, let alone change. So, you must first admit, I don't have, these behaviors that I am showing are not okay. These are behaviors I need to change. You gotta think, why? And once you realize, I grew up like that. This is what I thought was okay. You also have to intake that and be like, okay, I went through that. Yeah, it's not fair. I can't change it. It is what it is. How can I be better? Sometimes that means you got to deal with things and dig up those things that you wanted to bury, that you never wanted to. Nobody want to grow up hearing those type of things. I'm never going to make it in life. I'm a demon child. I'm this, that, and third. We don't want to hear that. That's not. You got to dig that up. This is not true. I am better than that. You have to install in yourself that self-worth. You have to love yourself. If you didn't grow up getting love, you're not going to have any. The tank that you have, that tank that's full of love that everybody expects you to give, there was never love put into there for there to be any for you to give. I can't give you something that I don't have. If I don't love myself, I can't give you love. If I don't respect myself, I cannot respect you. But you have to take the moment you got to take the time to figure out, oh, I don't love myself. Because that's hard. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of sadly, you probably gonna have to struggle a lot before you even realize, oh dang, maybe I don't love myself like I thought I did. Maybe I don't think as high of myself as I like to believe. You know, if I allow myself to be treated like this, or if I allow myself to treat other people like this, and it's not okay. It's not okay for us to go around verbally abusing people. Sometimes it seems like people don't even know they do it. Why do we think that's okay? If you are a parent and you have a child that's young enough for you to still have an impact, actually they will always have an impact. I don't care what nobody say. Your parents will always have an impact on your life until you cut them out and you don't deal with them anymore. So if you got kids, if you got these young kids, you can still teach them and you can mold them. Love your children. Love them. Treat them how you want it to be treated. Don't bash them. Don't be angry at them. They didn't ask to be here. They didn't ask for none of that. Treat your kids how you would want to be treated. Love them how you want that love. You don't want to grow up. I think one of the hardest things for me would be watching my son grow up and allowing himself to be treated ways that I allow myself. So if I don't want him to let himself be in relationships that are toxic and don't treat him right, don't serve him no good, I must set that example. I must not allow myself to be treated like that, especially not in front of him. If you have those eyes watching you, feel that heart. Fill the heart with love, self-worth. Speak to your children. You will do great. Educate your children. Educate them. Teach them. Help them do their homework. Let them know school is important. I know we don't want to believe that. I know a lot of people be like, that's the white folks system, whatever. Education is the key to success. Teach your kids. Grow and learn. Stop letting somebody else teach them all the time. Teach them something new, whether it be something small or not. Do a puzzle with them. Do a word search. Do something with your kids that keeps their mind going. Tell them you love them. Tell them you love them more than all the stars and the moon. Period. They are everything. Because then they will know that they cannot accept any less. If my mama loved me this much, then you got to step harder than that. You know what I'm saying? Respect your children. It's okay to discipline your kids. It's okay. But don't beat the shit out of your kids. Your kids shouldn't be walking to school with no black eye. That's not okay. Then they gonna think it's okay to be violent on other kids. You want to sit here and know that your child going to jail for assault? Or battery or something? No. Be that example for your children. Parents have such a huge effect on how kids grow up, on how they think, on how they learn, on how they treat other people. You treat your children, like I said, give them that respect. They gonna get it from everybody else because they're not gonna allow themselves to be disrespected. But how you handle it determines everything. If you take that disrespect and you sit them down and be like, hey, that was disrespectful, don't do that. But if you take that disrespect and be like, then that's what they're gonna learn. I would much rather my son be able to sit down and have a conversation with somebody. Don't talk to me like that. That was disrespectful. I'm warning you not to do it again. It's okay to stand up for yourself without being violent. It's okay. That don't mean you can't teach them how to protect themselves if they need to. That's okay. But that should not be your go-to. Parents have such a huge effect on who I am now. I have my parents to thank for that, whether they were there or not. They were not there. They showed me that I needed to be there for somebody else. If I was not there, don't get me wrong, I walked around empty for a long period of time. I sit there and I wonder, not good enough? What's going on? I don't understand. But from those problems within myself, I took the time to realize, why am I acting like this to other people? It's because I don't love me. Why do I not love me? I did not get that love. How do I correct this? I am not the problem. And growing up, I was not the problem. You have to say that to yourself and you have to believe it. You take them problems that you grew up with and you identify them in yourself and in the actions that you put out into the universe, and you analyze that. It don't matter what you tell me. I don't care what you tell me. You can tell me 50 times, but until I see it in myself and I accept it, it doesn't matter. So nurturing, taking care of each other. I can't have a good friendship with somebody if I never saw a good friendship. If my mama never had, if one of my parents never had a good friendship, how do I know? I can try. I'm gonna wing it. But I'm still gonna use the same social skills that I observed growing up. And that's okay. But wherein that plays identifying and changing. A lot of people like to think, oh, this is just me. That's childish. Throw that out the window. It's not just you. You can change. You have the ability to change and to be better. Whether it's better than your parents, better than whatever it is you saw growing up, you have the ability to be better. Everything in us, every fiber of your being, not physically, but mentally, is learned. Emotionally is learned. Every way we express ourselves is learned. It can be good. You just have to learn to change it. It might already be good, but you can learn to be better. You can learn to help somebody else. I cannot care about somebody in a relationship or in a friendship if I did not get it. Once again, you cannot give something that you do not have. If I do not have self-love, I can't love you. If I do not care about myself, I can't care about you. If I can't respect myself, I can't respect you. Period. I don't care what nobody says. Period. 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 That's it. I really wish that I pray, I hope, whatever it is that people do nowadays, that we take parenting more serious. It's not just a kid. It's not just a kid. That's a person. That's a person that could grow up to be a mass murderer. That's a person that could grow up to be a public speaker and touch lives. I don't care if I'm only speaking to one person, to 2 people, to 5 people. I don't care if I'm speaking to 1,000. I want to touch somebody. I want y'all to know you are not alone. There's a voice that speaks for us. There's a voice that speaks for everything. I have grown up feeling so alone and in a box. I don't want anybody else to feel like that, period. At all. I'm not here for none of that. I'm here for empowering each other. We can all be great. We can all succeed. So do you want your child to grow up and be in jail or dead, or do you want your child to grow up and be prosperous? I know sometimes you're like, I don't care. I just had the baby. I'm just here. All I got to do is feed it, clothe it, and put a roof. It's so much more than food, clothes, and shelter. It's so much more than that. It's so much more, because you feed into their brain, you feed into their mind, their body, their soul, their spirit, their communication skills, how they treat themselves, how they allow themselves to be treated. You have an effect on all of that. So I cannot stress enough. Love your kids. Sit down, teach them. Don't just leave it all up to the teachers. Teach your kids the importance of coming home and picking up a little extra study, or doing an extra curriculum activity. There's nothing wrong with that. It don't gotta be football like everybody else. Teach your kids it's okay to be different. Whatever it is that you believe in so strongly, take that and instill that into your child. Maybe your child can be what you did not have the ability or the time or whatever it is that held you back. Your child can be that. That does not mean push that off on your child. But if you believe so strongly in that, teach it to your baby. And they will grow up. Your child is a reflection of you, of your parenting skills. If I grow up and I'm smart, I'm resourceful, I interact well with people, that goes to show one of 2 things. Either my parents had that great communication and I was treated real good and I got help, or I learned hard. I learned the hard way. You can't just blame, true, there are some things you can't control, like bipolar disorder and certain things that are chemical imbalances in your brain, or that you were born with sicknesses, health, whatever it may be. You might not have control over that, but you have control over you and what you bring to the table. So, take heed the effect that you have on your children. Take heed the effect that your parents had on you, and reflect back on yourself and learn from that. You don't have to be like that. You don't have to be like anything. If your parents treated you a certain way, you learn from it, whether it be positive or negative. Oh, I don't want to be like that. Oh, I do want to be like that. Let me embrace it. Let me magnify it times 10. They were good, but I'm gonna be great. You know what I'm saying? Like, they not just parents. They not just people. They're not just humans just walking. They are something to you. They here, forever. They're here. You can block them out, but everything that you learned came from them. Or he or she. Some of us didn't have to. Some of us had one or the other. You know, so parents are very important. Parenting is very important. Be the best parent that you can be. But don't let your hardships growing up make you into somebody that you don't want to be. If you wouldn't want to be that person, take a step back. And if the person that you are is not a person you would want to be with or have in your life, then maybe you need to make some changes. But I guarantee you, if you ever have questions about yourself or why you act a certain way, why you feel a certain way, why you can't get over something, think back. Damn, she did used to say this to me all the time, and it made me feel like this. I can't get it out of my head. Like, believe it or not, you really gotta think. You think it just came from nowhere? You think you just magically feel certain ways? You think we just magically develop these skills? Everything is learned. You can't just learn something in school. You gotta learn it at home. You gotta learn it when you go out into the real world. You gotta practice those skills. That's like doing schoolwork only at school. If you're not one of them kids that come home and do your homework, do you pass the test? I didn't think so. Unless you cheat, but you can't cheat in life. It's your life. You're gonna have to face some repercussions. Nobody else, just you. That's it. But parenting is a big job. It's probably the biggest most stressful job ever. Like, you gotta think, they not just kids. We were not just kids. You were important. It made a difference to you, right? It mattered to you. How they treated you, how they talked to you, how they loved you. All of that. What you were blamed for, what you weren't blamed for, what you were accused of, what you weren't accused of. The things that you did and did not get recognition for. All of that matters. All of that plays into who you are today. So, if you don't got nothing else to do, or if you're having a problem, take that step back. If you have a son or a daughter or a child, period, think about that. If you got kids, think about that. Think about how you're bringing them up. Think about what you're teaching them. Think about how they're going to treat other people. Think about how you want their future to be. Successful, right? Love, happiness. I wish nothing but love and happiness for my baby. And I pray that he knows what love really is. But the only way he will know what that is if I show him. That means I can only allow myself to be treated in ways that I would want my child to be treated. The ways that I would want him to see. Because that's what he's going to be around. That's what he's going to learn. But never underestimate the importance of such. So, you know, that's just my little word for this week. Give or take, you know. Thank you. Once again, please leave feedback, comment, share, like. Please share, please subscribe. I finally got it up on YouTube, so here it is. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Have a really nice weekend and be safe.